Hello, all you beautiful people, and welcome to Useful for UPSC. And we are talking about the law optional, law part 2, and in that, law of torts. Today is day 2 of the lectures, and today I have released two lectures, one which is explaining doctrine, and second, which is explaining the pigeonhole theory. And this is the second one. So I hope you guys like this lecture and try to understand it fully. Okay. So, what is the pigeonhole theory that is proposed by Salmond? We'll go for that. This is also useful for the people who are involved in law and who really want to understand the law and the reasons behind the law of torts. Now, everybody knows from the first lecture itself that law is nothing but a measure to give justice to the people, and torts are when the victims are to be saved at all costs, that is the petitioners, and the blame is to be rightly given to the person responsible for causing the harm, okay, or a third party. And yesterday I explained to you how the industrial revolution gave rise to the doctrine of who is really responsible, okay. So now we will go for pigeonhole theory, its aspects of criticism and everything else, okay. So let us start. Everybody knows that many aspects of law were started in UK or USA. So Salmon and Winfield, two excellent speakers and thinkers and advisors, had two different opinions, but Salmon is the main thinker we are going to focus on. Salmon's pigeonhole theory and American theory of prima facie tort. What is the difference? Okay, is the law of tort responsible for the truth, responsible for giving punishment to the people who have committed the crime even unknowingly, is the question. Okay, can a person recover from the loss which he suffered from another person's act, is the question. Somebody else has caused that loss to him, and here the person doesn't want punishment for the person responsible for causing the harm. The person wants to rightly get back the money, a compensation. So here the pigeonhole theory says that Salmon chose the second alternative. The liability under the branch of law, that is tort, arises only when wrong is covered by one or more of the person who is nominating the torts. Okay? We can imagine that there are many pigeonholes, and one theory of tort is specific in nature and is fitting all of the pigeonholes. That is one by one. For example, if I say that accident part has gone from tort, or somebody has entered uh, another person's land, that is trespass to the land, it will fit in a particular pigeonhole. If whatever you say doesn't fall in the category of something which is wrong by law of torts, then you will not get the justice in that. Okay, so which is a labeled tort? If your condition, if your petition falls in that particular pigeonhole, then only you will get justice for that. That is what Salmon had proposed. He had said that no general principle of liability will be given, just as the criminal rules have specific injuries, specific in nature. The law of torts also will be specific in nature. But this was a lot of trouble to the people who wanted to give justice, because how can everything fit into particular pigeonholes? How can they fit in the same condition? Every time a person will give new reasons for the crime, person will say that they don't know what they are doing, the person will say that they are not sure what they're doing. So how will the judge who is facing new circumstances be able to handle it? So pigeonhole theory is quite a criticized theory, and Winfield, who is the second thinker, was the supporter of the first alternative as to how to give justice. That is, all injuries done to all people will become torts unless there is a justification for that recognized by law. That means not merely the wrong which is having a specific requirement to fit in the liability conditions, but those which are new in nature. It is the break of general common law which gives rise to the tort, is what they had said. So, essentials of tort is that there has to be an action, there has to be a legal damage or injury, and it has to have an intention behind it. Okay. Ordinary torts have negligence as the reason behind it. The person has negligently done something. For example, I can see that if a doctor is curing somebody and he is negligent to cure that somebody, that person will be able to the person will be able to do something that is just based on one and one rule only, that the doctor was negligent. So can we just let them go? No. You cannot just let the person go like that. Okay? The person will have to face the cost of his negligence for ordinary tort. Okay? And also malicious prosecution, assault and battery, which we'll discuss in the next lecture, is what is important. In the final decades, there is something called as prima facie tort theory. It's a doctrine which we are going to discuss in the next lecture. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lecture on pigeonhole theory, and I hope to see you in the lectures next time too.